Welcome back. Today I'm going to be going over this SAT constant question. And once again, thanks to Aniko.ai for providing this question in their free resources tab. But before I go on and explain this problem, please give it a try yourself. Okay, so here we have an equation given with the constant k, and we're told that the equation has at least one solution. We're asked to find how many total solutions the equation has, right? So right away, well, the first thing you know is that the equation has at least one solution, right? So, well, it's not going to be no solutions, right? I mean, it literally tells us that there's at least one solution for the equation. So we're left with B, C, and D for our answer choices. So now, how do we actually find the total number of solutions? Well, what you'll realize is we only have really one equation to go based off of, right? Which is this. So what I would actually do is first simplify this in a way, right? Or make it more easy to read. And what I mean by that is we'll remove these fractions, right? So multiply both of these sides, right, by 4, and that'll remove the fractions, right? So let's do that. So if you multiply by 4, you get k minus 2 times 3x minus 8 plus 20, right? Because you have to multiply 5 by 4 also. And that equals 3x k minus 2 plus 4, right? Because 1 times 4 is 4. So again, I'm just multiplying by 4. And now you have this. Well, you'll realize is that these equations might actually be the same. And the best way to kind of test this is expand everything out, right? So on this part, on this side here, you have 3kx minus 8k, right? Minus 8k minus 6x plus 16 plus 20. Well, 16 plus 20, once again, that's just 36. So I'm just going to simplify that as 36. On the right side, right here, you have 3kx minus 6x plus 4, right? And let's kind of group everything in terms of x's. Like, let's group everything with the x term on both sides. So what I mean by that, well, here you can rewrite this as 3k minus 6 times x, right? And then, of course, on the right side here, right, that's just plus 36 minus 8k. Here you have, I guess you didn't really have to simplify this part because you already have that in terms of x's, but once again, if you were to rewrite this, you would get 3k minus 6 times x plus 4, right? So those are our two expressions, right? What you'll realize is the x term, the 3k minus 6 here and the 3k minus 6 here are the exact same, right? And if you think about linear expressions, right? If you have two of them, if you have two expressions and they had the same slope, it could mean two things, right? First, right, it could mean that once again, if they had the same slope, that means they go up the same amount, right? The rise and run is the same, right? But it could mean two things. First, it could mean that these lines are parallel and that they never intersect, right? Never, because they keep on going in this direction. There's just no way for lines to cross each other if they're parallel. And it could also mean that if they had the same slope, that one line, let's say that's the orange line, and there's also a purple line that's actually on that orange line, right? It could mean that either they're parallel and they never intersect, or that they're the same exact line, right? And as a result, they have infinite solutions, right? And again, this is no solutions. Well, in this problem, what you actually recognize is that this is going to be an infinite solution because you know that this equation has at least one solution, right? You know that this equation has at least one solution, right? Well, earlier I crossed out answer choice A, right? Because we know that there has to be at least one solution, so there can't be no solutions. Well, that only leaves us with infinite solutions, right? Because, well, if you have at least one solution, that means you can have a solution here, right? And of course, you have infinitely many more, right? And the reason it's infinite solutions and not like 2 or 3 or 4, right? Not a finite number, is because these have the same slopes, right? So to have infinite solutions, you must have the same slopes, right? In this case, that is 3k minus 6. And also, you must be told that there's at least one solution, right, in the problem, or that they have the same intercept, the y-intercept, right? Because once again, if two lines have the same y-intercept and they have the same slope, well, it's just going to be the same equation, right? It's just going to be the same line. So as a result, our answer choice is D. So just to recap, right? The most important thing to realize about this problem is that when you simplify this expression and rewrite it, right, in terms of x and a constant, if you see, and this, again, this is for any SAT problem, if you see that the slopes are the exact same, right, it's either going to be a system of parallel lines or a system of lines that are infinitely, that intersect at infinite points, right? They have infinite solutions. And in this case, because when we simplified and we found that the slopes were the same, well, we used that fact combined with the given that the equation had at least one solution to deduce that there would be an infinite number of solutions, right? Because there has to be at least one, and because the slopes are the same. So I hope that specific concept there made sense, right? But of course, if you have any questions, leave it down in the comments. Please hit the like and click on that subscribe. We also post videos daily for SAT or ACT prep to help you guys in your test prep journey. But of course, if you want to be notified, right, please hit that notification bell so you are. But that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.